Hello, everybody. We are live, getting ready for the Starship test launch. I cannot believe the day is here. What we've got on the bottom left corner is our countdown clock for the day. This is not the T-0 mark. This is the end of the launch window, which is 5 o'clock local time. So what we're going to be looking at here is a little bit of a mixture of mainly Padre's feed, and we will cut to the SpaceX feed once it is available. Please let me know if I'm coming in good to you all. Some things we're seeing right now, we're seeing some venting from the tank farm. Starship was tanking briefly, but was venting briefly. And we don't see any venting at the moment. I do recommend, if you haven't yet, please go subscribe to Padre on YouTube. They have 24-hour live feed of Starship. I figured that prior to really jumping into the live feed, we'd go over some details about today's flight. Something that has been something really interesting that we have been tracking actually is the flight of a WB-57. This is a high altitude former spy aircraft for the Department of Defense and Air Force, which has now been converted to, NASA took ownership of 2 of them, and they use them for high altitude monitoring of space flights. Really, they track rockets, they chase rockets, and the WB-57 took off earlier today from Ellington Field, which is just outside of Johnson Space Center. And the WB-57 is currently just doing some circling near where the launch of Starship will be. Starship is right over here. Let me just make sure we're still not. The Starship isn't venting it, so we got time. So the W-57 is in position, getting ready for the flight. Today's flight is at 12.5 kilometers. Was previously 15, and we just assumed that SpaceX was going for a more conservative approach here for the flight. My mic is set up too low. Is it not loud enough? Audio increase. All right, copy that. Thank you, everybody. Stand by. I will boost that audio. Please let me know if that is loud enough. I can try to make it louder. Here, let me get it up even higher for you all. Appreciate your patience here. Get it up to 15. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Hopefully this is loud enough for you all. So anyways, now I'm peaking. Okay. PJ. Aggressive. Make that a little lighter. Okay, so we're tracking the WB-57, which is circling where Starship will be taking off. What we got here is Flight Club, who has actually done a really great simulation of what we're to expect today. So right here is where Starship is parked. If we cut here, you can see there's Starship. Starship is parked right here and will be flying to an altitude of 12.5 kilometers. You can see here where the engine will cut out. All 3 engines will cut out, rather. And it will continue to go up to apogee and then begin to fall and do the flip maneuver. Hey, everybody. This is not a NASA flight. This is a SpaceX flight. This is a through and through SpaceX flight. They're just cooperating, working with NASA to ensure that things go smoothly, and NASA is a really strong partner of SpaceX, so they're just making sure everything is working out a-okay. So anyways, it'll fly to an apogee of 12.5 kilometers and begin its descent, and it'll do its belly flop maneuver, where it'll essentially just kind of flop over and crash land, so to speak, vertically. If we thought the space shuttle's descent was aggressive, this is just a vertical drop. And at the last second, it will use its cold gas thrusters to spin it up, orientate it properly vertically, and burn its 3 Raptor engines to a somewhat of a suicide burn onto the landing pad. We have some pretty cool angles here of the site. So you can see Starship in the foreground, and in the background, just really not super far away, is a landing pad. So this is a literal straight up and straight down. It is a much bigger version of what we saw earlier this year. Hopefully the feed will begin. Yes. So here's the hop, the first hop of Starship. This was what, 50 meters, 100 meters in the air, 150 meter hop. That's what it was. This is a single Raptor engine, and she came up. You can see with a single Raptor, it was very easily able to handle this profile here. Do we know why it's been delayed? I'll get to your questions all in a second once we're done with the setup here. So anyways, this is an early prototype of Starship. If you can ID that Starship or that fake, this ain't fake, man. This is I'm going over what happened before. What we're gonna see today is a much more aggressive version of this flight. Things continue to go smoothly. It appears like things are still filling up Starship. I don't really have any more other insight outside of what we're all seeing from the outside, so I'm happy to answer some questions here. So today's flight is a SpaceX flight. This is not a NASA flight, but NASA is heavily invested in Starship functioning in its long term. It's a vehicle that could really decrease the costs of space flight and allow us to explore other worlds at much lower costs, but as well as do something reliably and get some flight-proven rockets into the system. The flight has been really delayed here, likely for a lot of reasons. This is a test. The launch window opened this morning, and I don't think SpaceX had any anticipation to actually fly first thing this morning. They had to do a lot of stuff to make sure things were going well. They did pressurize the tanks earlier today to do some tests, and then once the tests progressed properly, the crews came back to the pad, and it looks like they put the launch abort system, the explosive pack on the side of Starship, which is there for safety reasons. And the unforeseen event that Starship is going in a path that is unsafe, they will destroy the booster for safety. It's much safer to have that explosion happen at a high altitude and just have the parts fall rather than happen on the ground that can damage tons of equipment and potentially hurt people. So they had to arm it, and looks like it's armed, and crews are cleared. So anyways, yes, so I am tracking the SpaceX feed. SpaceX is not planning on streaming until just a few minutes before launch. So when we see SpaceX's feed go live, I will cut to that, and we will, we'll show that, and we'll all experience this together. And thanks another Space Nut. Thanks for hanging out, man. Don't feel pressure. I know there's a lot of people streaming this today. I appreciate you stopping by. This is just a really exciting day and time for all of us here. Do you think it'll launch at 420? Oh man, that would be wild. That would be a very Elon Musk thing. That isn't T-minus 7 minutes. I wouldn't put it past Elon to pull some kind of maneuver like that, but we'll see. But I am just extremely excited. We can come back here to take a look at the profile. This is kind of a whoop. You really don't get to understand the scale of really how high 12.5 kilometers is until you start messing with this thing. This is flightclub.io. I love this website. I highly recommend going there. Just to really briefly take a look at the weather. We got clear skies. We got perfect weather. Moderate temperatures. Light overcast. Weather is no issue for launch. And looks like the WB-57 is continuing its course. Just its holding pattern, so to speak, near Starship. The fact that it's flying away from Starship means that we're still probably several minutes away at best. I will cut back over to S Padre here, who has got this beautiful stream for us to enjoy. Let's see, do we have any questions in the chat? I can go back from the top because I believe, yeah, so fun fact, the W-57 is flying at the peak altitude of Starship. So that's just a really fascinating I don't like not coincidence. It's the truth. It's they want to probably get it right at apogee. Let me cut to the desktop view here really quick. I think that we'll have a much better idea of when the T-0 mark is here, because this WB-57 should be somewhat nearby and pointing towards the Starship, and right now it's pointing away, so we will not have a launch at this moment. If you guys have any intel or come across anything, please let me know in the chat, because are we seeing some frost? A little hard for me to see. But yeah, she will get frosty. Did it lift off or launch? No, we have not had a launch yet. What we have at the bottom left is what's the end of the launch window, which is 5 o'clock local time. In South Padre, we are right on the Mexican border, so you can really only see this from the northern side. I'm sure there's maybe some folks in Mexico watching this from the southern side, but everybody's on the north side right now, watching this. Looks like SpaceX updated for 4:30 p.m. CST. We can take a look there. Confirmed. So that is exciting. That is in 14 minutes. Elon will miss 420 by 10 minutes, but that's okay. I cannot wait. This is like, we've been watching this booster just grow. It's like our little seed of a booster with Starhopper, and it's just been really incredible to see it get to this point. Okay, let's see. I really hope they don't scrub either. But I think the rocket is going to explode. Dude, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised. They've had 3 successful hops with Raptor. It's granted it was much more simple. There have been 4 static fires of varying degrees of success with different combinations of Raptor engines with this. So some things that we really need to look out for is the shrapnel that is going to be created from the launch. There has been there's lots of opinions in the spaceflight community about the lack of a flame deflector or a flame trench underneath Starship. SpaceX believes that they really need to develop this thing to function without flame deflectors or flame trenches, because if you land on Mars or on the Moon, you're not going to have them. Valid point. But if you're testing on Earth, you maybe want to play a bit more safe. But some things that we've seen with the static fires is debris launching back up at the engines, which is what those flame trenches are for, and damaging it. So long story short, it's going to be interesting to see what happens on Ascent. I think Ascent is going to go just fine. It's really that belly flop maneuver that's going to be a big test, and also all 3 Raptor engines igniting on time. We haven't seen that yet. We've only seen a single Raptor. We haven't seen them kill it mid-flight. This is really going from 0 to 100 in test flight terms. Like, this is not, SpaceX's motto is fail hard, fail fast, learn from it, and don't do it again, essentially. So this is just another great example of them going for gold, so to speak. Man, we are T-minus 11 minutes away. You know what I'm going to do really quick? We're going to update our T-minus count here. Looks like SpaceX's feed is still saying. Really quickly update our T-minus 0 count here, so that we have valid countdown here. So we're at T-minus 10 minutes 16 seconds, according to what SpaceX is saying. We have been waiting for this launch all day, well, for many years. But this is it, man. I really don't know what else to say. I've set it all up. We're flying to 12.5 kilometers and turning off those engines and letting her fly down. Does anybody have any questions? Is it still using 1 Raptor? No, we have 3 Raptors on board. So SpaceX is going to 100 right now. Starship will eventually have we'll have 6 Raptors, 3 vacuum optimized, 3 sea level optimized Raptors. We have on board today are 3 sea level optimized Raptors, and once they've dialed this in, they will move to the 3 vacuum Raptors that will, eventually be used when it's in low Earth orbit and beyond. I'm just really quickly looking. Here we go. I can show you real quick the insides. This is a kind of a glimpse of what you would see underneath. On the outside of these 3 Raptors, you would see 3 more vacuum optimized Raptors, which are basically it's the same, very extremely similar internals, just much larger engine bells so that they're optimized to perform in a vacuum. How much fuel will be used for this launch? Very little. I don't know what percentage the tanks will be filled at, but we're looking at 5, maybe 6% of the total volume. These Raptors are extremely efficient, extremely powerful, and they don't need a whole lot to get going, especially when you have 3 of them. I'm expecting this thing to kind of fly off the pad. Maybe not quite as fast as you'd see with like a complete SRB, solid rocket booster type rocket, but this thing is going to fly off the pad hot and fast. There's a lot of Delta V we're playing with here. So I am fully expecting this bad boy to get going, and really for the launch to only be a few minutes long at best, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. The longest part of the flight is going to be when it's falling. How stupid are Americans to believe in space travel? Oh boy, why did I read that out loud? I'm not going to answer your question, sir or ma'am. How long does the launch take? Launch to land? It's only going to be a few minutes. Some people in the chat have asked about sonic booms. There will likely not be any sonic booms. This thing is going to probably get close to the speed of sound, but we're not going to be getting there today. I'd anticipate Starship when it's coming on approach when it's flying through the atmosphere to have at least 2 sonic booms, similar to what you'd hear with a Falcon 9 landing, which technically has like 3 sonic booms, but 2 of them are so close it sounds like 1. But you will hear it. Ayush, I don't know you, but thank you for hanging out, man. So do I think the Raptor engine is better than the Blue or is the Blue engine? They're different. They're different. I don't. They're built for different purposes. I think we haven't seen the BE4 fly. We've seen the Raptor now fly 3 times. But we still don't know much. But on the spec sheet, I'm expecting Raptor, due to its versatility, to probably take the lead on the BE4. Now with the BE4, they're, as far as we know, they're only making a atmosphere optimized version. So we'll see. Yeah, possibly 6 more minutes, everybody. I mean, we're really just working off of what SpaceX has told us. The 6-minute countdown is really just what SpaceX has been saying. Wow, I have not been paying attention. We're at almost 600 concurrent viewers, so thank you everybody for watching. This has been really fun. Do they run off methane? Yes, they do. Yes, they both. Sorry, yes. Objective Space is answering the question. They're both methane engines. So they're fairly clean burning, and it's really the future propellant for rocket engines. RP1. We know it very well, and it's a good performer, but where methane is really advantageous is its density. How long do you think you could take it to? How long do I think it'll take until we can get a commercial ride on Starship to the other side of the world? Listen, I'm a realist. I can't imagine you being able to purchase a commercial ride on a Starship for another decade, probably. This thing needs a lot of work. I mean, before Elon is comfortable putting human beings on board, he said that he wants to have like at least 100 launches, orbital launches under its belt. I mean, granted, oh boy, look at that venting. Yo, we are close. We are so close. Yeah, Elon wants to do 100 orbital launches before he puts human beings on board. SpaceX hasn't really even started developing the life support systems or the internals of Starship. Like, they want to get this thing working and starting to pump out, get it to start pumping out, what do you call it? Oh my god. Yeah, we're getting pretty close, guys. That's a lot of venting. My brain is mush because I'm just like so excited right now. I'm just quickly checking the SpaceX feed, who still has not updated. We need this, guys. We need this to happen. I am slightly starting to lose my mind right now because it's becoming more real when you're staring at this thing all day, not doing anything, and now like it's doing something. I don't anticipate SpaceX going live without. I don't expect SpaceX to go live when in this thing fly. Let's really quickly check where the WB-57 is. It's in position. I mean, it really just needs to make a slight left turn. I'd imagine they're going to make some tight circles. It's flying at, what are we at right now? 41,000 feet. I mean, we're right where we need. It's where we need to be. I really hope NASA releases the footage from this camera. It's pretty spectacular. It's got this interesting gimbaled camera on the nose of it, and there's a two-seater. You got a pilot and you have a camera operator, essentially. So the WB-57 is a Cold War spycraft, essentially. Oh my god, I am. Okay, all right. What are some other questions here? I'm doing great. Thanks. This is stressful. I am not a big streamer, as you all know, but this is a really big event, and I have 2 videos in the works simultaneously right now on Starship from completely different angles that you haven't seen covered before, so I'm really excited about getting them out. Yeah, my brain is mush right now. SpaceX says 2 minutes, man. Where you at, fam? Where are you? We're waiting for you. Please come, please. We can really quickly keep reposting the same questions. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's just so many in the chat now. It's hard, but you can see in the foreground here. This is SN8, and it'll be landing on that far pad. It will be doing its belly flop maneuver at the 12.5-kilometer point. Now that we have all these extra people on board in the stream, I will quickly just go over what the flight profile is going to be. Even though this says T-minus 30 seconds, is SpaceX really just going to play us like that and just go like, what? All right. Since we have not much. Oh man, she looks ready to go. It was really cool. They were testing out the fins earlier. You know, police sound reported. Okay, we're under 10 minutes then. Oh man, getting goosebumps. So this T-minus mark I have on screen likely is not going to be accurate. I'm gonna update it to be the end of the launch window. Maybe SpaceX really just meant that they were going to start their stream at 4:30, which is entirely possible. But boy, does she look ready to go. Grain silos and water tanks can fly, everybody. Man, okay. What are some other questions? Any idea the geoload, the landing? I don't know. It's gonna be a lot though. It's not gonna be a little bit. I mean, it'll be 0 G at a certain point, and then on it when it's coming down. What I'm really interested to see is when it gets to apogee, how it's gonna pull that off. You know, because it's eventually just gonna. I need a rocket. I have many rockets here, and I don't have. They're all up on my shelf. Hold on, let me get. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, we're expired. My counter expired. So let's just update this to the end of the launch window because that's probably It's probably what's in everyone's best interest here. Let me just quickly fix that. All right, so now we have a new T-minus counter. Again, T-minus 20. Oh, SpaceX is live. Okay. Oh my God, is that beautiful? All right, let's kill the countdown timer. Guys, we are here. And of course, okay, we're at T-minus 4 minutes. Oh man, am I excited? Yes! Yo, this is the future, everybody. This is what's gonna start putting boots on the moon. So it doesn't. I haven't heard any commentary yet, but we will stick to this feed and this angle because this is definitely going to be the best. We're actually, funny story, we are on Starhopper right now. Starhopper has cameras that they've essentially turned Starhopper into a mini like command and control for the launch pad. There are launches in T-minus 3.5 minutes, yo. We're going big. We're going up. This is my poor man's Starship right now. I don't have a Starship here, believe it or not. I have every other SpaceX model but a Starship, but that will have to change. So while we wait. Oh wow. Okay, so a couple things we see here in the view. On the bottom right, you'll see in the distance a large. Let me see if I can even. This is something that I want to make sure you all see. Being live on your own is an adventure, no matter who you are. Okay, in the distance in the middle, that really didn't zoom in that much. That is their new vertical assembly building that they are going to be building their starships and the booster sections with. My brain is mush right now. I want to give a shout out to Jeb and Energia and Omor for moderating this chat. It's a complete crazy town in there, and this is a lot of work. So, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna kill the chat on my view, everybody, because let's just
T-minus 2 minutes.
T-minus 2 minutes. I hope you all heard that. I'm going to lose my marbles. This is oh my God. I don't really know what else to say. You know, we're gonna fly to 12.5 kilometers in altitude. The burn. Oh man, I can't imagine the burn being longer than a minute. I mean, this thing is gonna fly off the pad, and it's likely gonna destroy everything. Like this.
Okay, go.
This pad is gonna be hurting. You know, I'm hoping that they incorporate a water deluge system or something into this. We're at T-minus 1 minute and looks like 10 seconds on my end. So, oh boy. Do I think that they're going to throttle the engines? They will definitely throttle the engines, especially on landing. We are 1 minute, everybody.
T-minus 1 minute.
This thing is not going to fly very far. This thing is literally flying like 50. Excuse me, for like 50 yards away, as you can see there. So this thing is not going to be flying very far in terms of horizontally, but this thing is going up. I'm checking right now. The WB's 57 is in perfect.
QD is retracting.
Is in perfect position. All right, she's topped off. We're venting from the top tanks and the bottom tanks. I'm just gonna let the audio do the rest here, everybody. Let's just experience this together. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raptor aborted.
We aborted. Got it. Something happened. Well. Oh man. Yeah, no launch today, everybody. There's no way. There's only 25 minutes left in the launch window, so this is scrub today. If anything happens, it was an anomaly. But you know, it's lucky that this Raptor just trolled millions of people. I don't know how many people. If you're just tuning in right now, their abort just happened. It just happened. They were getting those Raptors ready to go. You saw the propellant coming through the engine bells. So just one of those things. This is testing. This is space flight. You know, this is a several $1 million piece of equipment we're looking at here. And even though SpaceX is not afraid to dispose of their equipment to learn something, they're not just going to be irresponsible off the bat and do a flight that they shouldn't do. So this is definitely a scrub, no doubt. But that is a beautiful view. I mean, looks like somebody wrote something in the clouds. Can you all see that? Is that just me? Do you see something? Somebody wrote something in the clouds in the distance. There was the Raptor computer called an abort. Everybody, we don't know what the abort was, but it did call an abort. So I am definitely disappointed, but as they say, that's spaceflight. You know, I am really quickly trying to zoom in here on something in the distance. Somebody it's either burned in on their stream or somebody wrote something in the clouds, words. Am I losing my mind? Are those words we see? Yeah, I really hope on board just within the engines. You know, it's looking for different levels of pressure that are within safety margins. It's looking to make sure that they're gimbaling properly. There's a lot of things that are being tested and levers being pulled inside those engines to make sure that they're ready to go last second. And something in one of those three engines wasn't right, so the launch was aborted. What else do we have here? I want to make sure I answer any questions before we head out here. Lots of stuff about aliens. No, nothing. I have nothing. I have no data or intel on the aliens right now, everybody. I'm sorry about that. I feel my pulse. I'm gonna check my Fit. I'm gonna check my Apple Watch after this. Yeah. So if you're just coming in, this was aborted. That's just life, man. I'm trying to go up through here to see if we spot anything. Any good questions for you all before I hop out? I like Kerbal Space Cram, absolutely. The pad mics though are hot. I mean, you can hear that thing breathe. You can hear that thing breathing. Oh, I'm disappointed, but I understand. I do want to say real quick, rest in peace to Chuck Yeager, a pioneer in aerospace, the first person to break the sound barrier, and just really somebody who pushed the limits in space flight in every way. And we wouldn't be having pieces of technology like this today if it wasn't for people like that, truly standing on the shoulders of giants, and Chuck Yeager was one of them. Yep. Hopefully, better luck soon. If you're still hanging around and you're aware of the I Need More Moon mission, tonight I am sending out the engravings to the company, Control Laser, and we're going to start the engravings, I believe, on Friday. We just have to run them through the computer to make sure we have the exact proper number before I send out the email to make the engraving. So if you're still hanging around, if you're still hanging around and watching this, I was hoping to get an email out today with everybody with the final number of the engravings, but I'm not comfortable doing that yet until I have the actual design done with the Control Laser. So I'm gonna need a few more days. So apologies for that. But if you are a patron, please upload your mementos or whatever you want to the Google Drive I've invited you to, patreon.com/. I need more space. You can find me on Twitter at TJ_Cooney, where I post interesting things I find about spaceflight. I'm hoping to cover the next test launch. We'll see if they do it later in the next window. They were doing a lot of work on the pad, getting this thing ready. So they had a crane up halfway up it for half the day. And now they're gonna have to go out there and disarm the charges that were mounted on outside of Starship for the launch port system. Ooga booga booga! That was a request in the chat. Yes, another sad YouTuber waited 9 hours for the launch. I know. I gotta give some YouTubers credit, man. That some people are on for 9 hours today. I mean, hats off to them. You know, some of them, this is their full-time job. So yeah, that's what you got to do. That is not for me. But I am planning to do. No, I already did Ooga Booga. I'm done. The W57 is still flying. Is still orbiting. Yep. Okay. The W57 is still circling. I believe. Let's see if they've sent it back yet. It does not look like it's been sent back yet, but they're gonna go home. And man, there were tens of thousands of people at the Boca Chica, Brownsville area. So, man, I'm bummed, but you know, everybody, thanks for hanging out. I don't really think there's really much more for me to say here. Oh, do we have a new SpaceX tweet? Well, let's go take a look at Twitter really quick, everybody. Let's go hang out on Twitter really quick. Well, and Elon. Okay, I love space news. It's the best. Not telling us anything we didn't know. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we learn. Does anybody know in the chat if we know what the next window is? I'm curious what the FAA flight windows are moving forward. Tomorrow, same time. All right. Well, tomorrow, same time, same place, everybody. Check the live stream. I will probably be using the same thumbnail because they take a lot of work to make. I hope you all enjoyed watching this. I hope you learned something. And we'll just relive this tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you all later. All right, thanks. I'll go full screen real quick. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see this tomorrow. Maybe we'll see this. I hope so. I hope so. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for hanging. Bye.